Good morning. Are we having fun? I'm having fun listening. I'm learning a lot so far. I want to keep that energy. My name's Todd, Wynne. I'm with Rogers O'Brien Construction. I don't build rockets, I wish, but I build buildings. And Rogers O'Brien Construction, we're a general contractor. We build buildings all over this great state of Texas. We have offices in Dallas, Austin, Houston. We work in a variety of market sectors. We build hospitals to high-rises. But we leverage technology heavily. I want to start off by showing you my office. This is my office. There's no desks, there's no chairs, there's only challenges. And that's why there is a huge opportunity for wearables in construction, because we are an industry of deskless users. We are constantly mobile. We're constantly trying to capture information. We're having to reference information, specifications, plans. Now, there's a varieties of different wearables that we've tested in the field at Rogers O'Brien. And you guys know many of these. Some of you probably are wearing them today in this room, right? But I don't want to talk about these wearables today because you guys, you're keeping up with them just like I am in Gadget and on the internet and anywhere else you can read about it. I want to go a little bit further forward and talk about what does the construction worker of 2025 look like? What is he going to be wearing? Let's start with what's on his head, the hard hat, right? This is a wearable technology, originally invented by shipbuilders by taking their hats. They would dip them in pitch, a tar-like substance, and they would let it harden in the sun. But that was leveraging technology for a purpose as a wearable. But what's the future hard hat look like? Well, it's going to have a variety of sensors. This is now going to be the user's command center. This is how they're going to access all their information for their projects, how they're going to conduct the symphony whenever they're building their building. This one that you see here is actually being designed for firefighters right now. A variety of different sensors, augmented reality displays. Right now, our guys in the field are having to go out and they're having to find and piece together the information to build your buildings. But if I remember correctly, their titles are not information alignment managers, right? They're superintendents, they're carpenters, they're plumbers. But they're having to manage that information. We should present it to them in a heads-up display. So there is a company that's working on exactly this right now that we've gotten to experiment with. This is called Daqri, D-A-Q-R-I. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. This is the Daqri Smart Helmet. Has a variety of different sensors that you see listed here. Has 360 cameras. It has a FLIR thermal imaging camera, and it has augmented reality overlay. I was fortunate enough to get to try this last year. This is a prototype. Definitely good looking, right? It's a little nerdy, but amazing applications what this can start to do. The two demos I got to try, one of them was the FLIR thermal overlay. So they basically called it predator vision. Gave you a sixth sense so that you could actually start seeing infrared around you. But I want you to imagine what else would be in that hard hat. This is about stimulating your imagination as well. What else is our worker wearing? Well, he's got a safety vest. That's a wearable device. Its one purpose is a visual indicator though, right? I'm right here, don't hurt me, don't hit me. But what about whenever we make it smart? What about when we start adding biometric monitoring to our safety vest? This is a health safety patch by Vital Connect that can do everything you see listed here on the right. It can monitor heart rate. It can detect when you're about to have a cardiac arrest. Now in Texas, when we're building buildings and we're up on a pan deck and it's 115 degrees, we've measured temperatures in the 120s. We have a big problem with dehydration. We have a big problem with guys having heat exhaustion. How about the ability to detect and then send a notification to a safety supervisor or to the superintendent on site? But just notifying proper personnel isn't always, that's just half the battle. Getting the worker help is the big part. We have AEDs, defibrillators all over our job sites, but getting that defibrillator can be the difference, life and death, if we get it to them on time. How about the day whenever it's actually inside your safety vest? It's amazing to think that one day your safety vest could save your life. Now, as we look what else this worker is wearing, we can see that he has a lanyard and a harness on him. In construction, in commercial construction, we do at Rogers O'Brien, OSHA regulates us anywhere above 6 feet, we have to be tied off. How about an intelligent safety harness that actually notifies us whenever we must be tied off? You're getting too close to the leading edge of the building, you must be tied off. Or other contextual notifications, such as crane activity above in this area. Now, we tie off to the building, and that does prevent us from taking a fall, but workers still get injured. What usually happens is when they do take that fall off the building, it's not the fall that hurts them, it's when they slam into the side of the building because their lanyard caught them. What about fall detection sensors and then auto-inflatable airbags? What you see here on your left is not science fiction. This is the Mammoth. It's being designed for downhill skiers right now. Are there any Olympic fans in the room? Any Bodie Miller fans? This is what they're trying to get Bodie to wear because he keeps breaking his collarbone. But how about for construction, where the worker, if he does take a fall off the deck, airbags deploy and protects the upper extremities. What matter most, his head, his upper body. And then how about, what would happen right now if an Amber Alert went off in this room? All our devices would be beeping. We'd all be looking down. We would immediately draw attention to what's happening. Well, we think that we deserve that same ability on the job site. How about a job site Amber Alert notification system that when that worker does take a fall, we immediately broadcast it out so everyone knows they can get to that person. In construction, with any industry, our biggest responsibility is sending everyone home safe, right? And I'm ashamed to tell you that my industry doesn't do a good enough job, but there is a huge opportunity for technology and wearables and safety to help provide a safer workplace. Now, what else are we seeing in this photo? What's he standing on? That's a stupid question, Todd. It's a ladder, right? An ancient tool and technology that we've used for thousands of years, built the pyramids, and we're already seeing it be less and less used on all of our construction projects. The reason why is because ladders are one of the largest cause of injuries on a job site. So we actually are seeing jobs in the industry that ladders are banned. And they're using lifts and other forms of booms and scissors to get up to that higher elevation. But what I'm here to tell you is that ladders are actually going to become obsolete in our lifetime on a job site. That's worth a tweet, right? Hashtag no more ladders. Why? Well, because the ultimate wearable, the exoskeleton suit. Now, we've already heard a little bit about that this morning. And exosuits are amplifiers to the worker's abilities to increase endurance and strength and agility. This is the shipbuilder that's testing an exosuit. Those shipbuilders, I'm telling you, invented the hard hat, right? Now they're already testing exosuits. But what this allows the worker to do is to have more precision and to be able to perform feats that could never have been done by one man. This one's developed by Lockheed Martin. Heard of them? This is Exobionics. That gentleman's holding a 35-pound angle grinder. In a second, he's about to hold it with one hand out in front of him. You cannot do that without the assistance of an exosuit. Now, I want to go back to the safety vest, because I mentioned to you that right now there's a huge opportunity for wearables in my industry in regards to safety. And through our journey of testing all of these wearables, we realized, well, these wearables are great. We can take all these photos and we can reference all this information, but we haven't connected them all. We don't have a framework that they're all talking through. So we kind of took a step back and we said, what is that foundational level? At what point, here's a question for you, at what point do wearables become wearables? When they can start understanding the context of where you are in the building, in our case, at what point in the schedule on the job site, in our case, and then present you with pre-filtered information based on the task at hand. So we've been working with a company called Red Point Positioning out of Boston, and currently there's about 5 construction projects in the United States that are testing this technology. And what we're doing is indoor positioning, indoor GPS, so to speak, but we're using ultra-wideband frequency. You can see the worker, as he enters a controlled access zone, his vest lights up. It's now giving him a visual indication, you are in a dangerous area, or a restricted zone, you must leave this area. We can also add audible alarms, or we can send out a text to that safety supervisor saying, Joe won't stop going in that area. Now, you can see down at the bottom the map, the blue dot, he enters that controlled access zone that we drew on the map, and then he leaves. So we actually have this technology installed in this room today. And Joe over here is our worker on site. And Joe is just going to walk along on the job site, and we actually have a controlled access zone already mapped out in this room, and it's somewhere in this back corner. I don't know where Joe put it. But what this is using, we actually have anchors. You can see these little red anchors, one there, one near the fire hose, and there's actually 2 in the back. We'll see if he can get that working again. This is totally an alpha right now, okay? But we tested a variety of different technologies, Bluetooth, RFID, Wi-Fi fingerprinting using received signal strength. This ultra-wide frequency has been one of the most accurate that we've tested because remember, in hospitals, we are actually working with lead-lined walls. We have lots of steel in our buildings. That positioning is very difficult to achieve with accuracy. We'll see. There we go. Now he's entered the zone. It's not liking it. Yeah, new technology. That's consequences of a live demonstration. But the thing is, we also can track other things. We can put it on equipment and actually sync to the devices so that we provide that pre-filtered information for our workers. This is just the beginning of what we're going to be able to do to achieve a safer job site with more efficiency. Thank you for your time.